All right, so now I'm live on YouTube and I'm live on Instagram. I need to check out on my phone what they look like. One sec. Let's go with Instagram first. You can hear me right? Mike has dropped out now. Okay. For some reason, there you go. Okay. Instagram doesn't look terrible. What about the live? The live looks good. Eh. For those on YouTube, I had to make a couple little changes to the setup so that I can work on Instagram and live. So you're kind of getting not the best experience. I'm only going to be on Instagram live till 10:30, and then I'll be on YouTube live till 11. We're starting the night off by making a plug and play amp. That's what I have right here in front of you. So we're just going to get this amp underway. We have plug and play amps for all kinds of Acuras. This is going to be for an 04 to 08 Acura TL. So I've made plenty of these on stream, but if you're on Instagram, you've probably never seen this before. Um, Someone ordered a plug and play amp. The plug and play amps aren't ready on the shelf. We have to make them. If you get a plug and play amp from the store, I have one right here. So if you get one from the store, you'll get just this. Oh, hold on. I don't know where my YouTube chat is. Oh, all right. I need to move this someplace else. Can I go over here? Okay, yeah, there we go. So if you get just an amp from the store, it's going to look like this. And then the wire harness is not going to be plug and play. The wire harness they give you looks like this. So that is not plug and play. It needs to be made plug and play. And that's where I come in and do what I have to do right now, which is strip, terminate, and solder some wires. So let me get started with that. Let me do that here, though, so you can see. So we're cutting. These wires are already pre-stripped, so we just cut down to the amount of actual strands of wire we need. Hold on, this cutter is no good anymore. It got bent. Okay, if I use a certain part of it, it should work out. So we're gonna cut that, cut this. You can see I'm leaving a little bit on each one, and I'll show you why in just a second. So when it comes to the actual wire I only need about that much wire to show. Hold on, it doesn't want to focus up. Focus up. Focus up, little camera. There you go. So you see how much actual wire is showing? I don't need a ton. And that's because I'm going to add a terminal to each one of these. And I have a tool that crimps them. So I'm going to load them into my crimping tool. And then I'm going to slide it in. Then I'm actually going to crimp it. And now you could see that my terminal is crimped. And it is very, oh, why is that not, oh, sorry. And there's, the terminal is applied correctly. There is a sleeving around the metal of the strands, and they're sleeving around the insulation, which means this is a very good crimp. It's not going to come loose from you pulling it. Good evening, sir. I'm dual live streaming on Instagram and YouTube. People on Instagram seem to just join and leave, which is pretty standard. You get notified, you accidentally hit it. But YouTube, I feel like you get an email, so you join if you want. But we're going to dual stream for a little bit, see how it goes, and then I'll switch over to my regular YouTube stream. But if you have questions in either platform, I can see both chats. So if you have a question, feel free to ask. Right now, it says that I have no viewers in the Instagram live, but I have, hold on. Oh, I need to move this vertical. That's what I need to do. Okay, 1 second. Let me slide this back to here. Okay, and then take my vertical, move my vertical to right here. Okay. All right, so YouTube says I have 3 people watching, and then Instagram says I have 1 person watching. So shout out to that 1 person watching. It's probably one of my friends or my wife. Shout out to you. Appreciate that. YouTube has real people, so I appreciate y'all. Keep doing that. All right, so now we're crimping the next. I have to crimp all of these now, so I've stripped them all. I'm going to take each one and add a terminal to this unterminated wire. I just got to make sure I add them to the crimper correctly. So there you go. That's crimped. Oh, shit. Shout out to you, my man. Appreciate you watching. Honestly, I'm not a streamer by any means, but this is meant to help grow the business so that people know who we are and that we are here to help. So if you have a question or you're thinking about doing a project, be happy to discuss it with you. I don't care if you buy something or not from us. It's just a matter of helping the community and letting the community know that we're here. Jeez, man. Well, if only I could talk. I had dinner already, so I won't be leaving to go eat. And we got a good night of work ahead of us. We have not easy orders, but like orders that aren't. Actually, you know what? We have a TLX amp harness, and that harness always pisses me off. But we'll get through it. Amps are easy to do. So yeah, so right now, like I said, I'm crimping the wires that are going to go into the connector for the amp. I haven't shown you the connector though. I had one here on the table the entire time. Yeah, I was just talking about the TLX. That's too funny. So here's the connector for the amp. This is my master. So this is the one we're going to follow. This is what a connector looks like with no pins in it. So that's why we terminated all the pins ourselves. When installing a radio, can you install the GPS antenna inside the dash behind the radio, or is it best to install on the dash? This is a great question. Someone in YouTube asked, when you go to install a GPS antenna, so a lot of wireless CarPlay radios now have a GPS antenna. When you go to install it, old installers and the old advice that was told was, hey, you need to put this on the roof or on the outside of the car so it can receive a GPS signal. That's not really the case. GPS signal can travel fine through plastic and glass, but through metal it does struggle. So you could put it in the front of your car, right underneath the dash, but right below the windshield. So like the way you should think of it is like, can the sun reach it if the dash wasn't here? If it can, then you're good. If it can't, then you're not good. So normally people tuck it in like the corner of the dash, or you can put it right next to your center speaker. Both will work and won't cause any interference. The only time I've seen have like spotty issues is with XM. It's a satellite signal as well, but the XM, the people over at XM will tell you, oh, is your antenna on the roof of the car or the outside of the car? And if you're having bad reception, they'll tell you to put it on the outside as a troubleshooting step, even though it doesn't help. But at least after you do that, then they'll issue you a new tuner or a different solution. But that's going to be one of their troubleshooting steps. But yeah, you can mount the GPS antenna anywhere as long as there's no metal in between it and the sky. I have bought from you for my TLX in the past. Appreciate you. I think I read that comment already, but I don't remember. But yeah, I'm gonna be making a TLX amplifier bypass, but probably be like 30 minutes from now, or amplifier integration. I have one of those ordered. I have a long message of what the guy's trying to set up. Esmeralda said Acura MDX. What about your Acura MDX? What would you like to know? Okay, so something that you may or may not know is that these terminals right here come in all different sizes and shapes. So if you ever rip one out of a connector, like let's say, you're messing with the wires in your car and you take this and you're yanking and you're yanking, you accidentally pull one out. The terminal may be different than other terminals, and they all have their own part numbers. They're all like, this terminal is bigger than this one. Look, you can clearly see the difference. They have their own part numbers, but finding them is super hard because first you have to find the housing part number, then you have to find the terminal part numbers, and the terminals can have various part numbers because there can be various things that change in each terminal. So like how big this loop is, how big this loop is can change. So I say that to, if you mess something up with the terminal in a housing, it can be a nightmare to fix. So be careful when you're dealing with wires around connectors because you can really screw up your day. Can you do a bypass for an RLX? What year? $2020. Yeah, we have. It's very similar. This has these weird speakers. Hold on, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you real quick. I'm gonna go to my computer. So you'll be able to see my computer, but on Instagram it's gonna be very little. But I'll pull it up either way. Let me just log in. Then let me switch my software. Sorry, it's like multiple things going on, so bear with me. So me and computer. So you should be able to now see my computer. On Instagram, you should not be able to see it yet, but now on Instagram you should be able. On YouTube, you should be able to see it. My head's gonna be cut off. So on the RLX, we got a 2020 RLX. We're gonna go amplifier. And oh, that's a great question. Showtime, does it have ELS or does it have Krell? Because that's going to matter for the amp. So if you can answer that. In the meantime, I'm going to terminate this real quick. I know Instagram's a little delayed, so we might have to wait a little bit. Okay. All right, one sec. Let me just finish terminating this. Okay. All right. We'll come back. All right. So that's the installation. This is what we want with Curl Audio connector inputs and outputs. So I'm going to zoom in. That's not, what the hell? This doesn't even look like an amp. Oh yeah, but it's a Krell audio amp, so it's going to look different. This is a very weird connector. I'd like to see what this amp looks like. Okay, so let's see what our pin out. Yeah, I figured that was power. Output for sub, satellites, front right, sub, and then connector C, and then what's connector D? Input? Yeah, input. Okay. Let's see what one of these looks like real quick. 2020 Acura RLX Krell amplifier. Oh, what the hell? This thing looks like one of the freaking amps from the old school Nissans. I can't. That's not a good picture of those two connectors. This looks like a Mark Levinson amplifier. Look, I'll show you what I'm talking about. 2006 Lexus Mark Levinson amplifier. You see how similar they look? I wonder if they have the same connectors. They look This is a Mark Levinson amp. Let me open image in new tab. And this is what it looks like. And then here's what the Krell amp looks like. A little similar. I can't see those black connectors. I need a better picture. Hold on, let's see if there's another one for sale somewhere. Yeah, this too, I can't make out what those connectors look like because they're too dark. Alright, hold on. Copy image address. Online, Photoshop. No, this is for a Krell Audio RLX. I think the RLX is the only car with the Krell audio system. I just need something. I just need something to show. All right. Let me shift this over, bro. Okay. Let me shift this over so you could see, and then we gotta go image, edit, paste. Oh, no, I don't know what I have pasted, honestly. I want to open from image, from, where the hell's the image I want? It was this one? All right. Sorry for all the clicking around, guys. I know it's probably like getting confusing. I'm just trying to get this to open in here so I could zoom in and then bring up the brightness. Nice. Oh, it's because of the background. Okay. So now I'm going to zoom in on these connectors. They're a little pixelated. I can kind of see their outline. Go image, adjustments, levels. I'm going to bring our whites way, way up. And I can kind of see it looks like a 20 pin and a 14 pin. What did our software say it was? A 20 pin and a 14 pin. Very weird that they would choose that. So this looks like this. Which radio has these two connectors back to back? The MDX. The 2006 Acura MDX factory radio. So if we look at the back of this radio, no, we only have one. The navigation drives, 2004 Acura TL navigation drive. Hopefully we can find a good picture. One sec. Okay. All right. So does that and that look the same? Looks like the worst picture in the world. Is there a picture of the amp? But there's probably not gonna be a picture of the connectors. Okay, this is useless to us. That's useless to us. That's useless to us. Let's see if we can find a different picture of a Krell amp. No. Alright, hold on, man. We're gonna figure this out. One step at a time here. Here we go. And did I crack the code? Yes, those are the exact same connectors. That is crazy that they're being used. So that's like Honda Pilot has both of them. Hold on, one last check. 2005 Honda Pilot factory radio. Sorry for all the clicking around, guys. I'm just trying to find this stuff for this customer. Okay, so I'm pretty sure those are the same exact connections, which means that yes, you can make an amp bypass for this. So hopefully, Showtime, you're still here. These two connectors right here are this two connectors right here, which is connector B and connector C. And connectors, you need both because they're doing your front left speaker and your rear left speaker, satellite speaker. And you need to take the output because this still has CAN bus communication. So with those RS-45 lines, you can't bypass this amp. You see it says RS-45 here, RS-45 here. Can't bypass this amp, so you need to capture the output. So you need a T-harness that has those two blue plugs. And lucky for you, if you look up a 2005 Honda OEM harness, Honda OEM radio harness, you can buy this blue plug already. You can actually just buy a T. Actually, you know what? Honda Accord T harness. Honda Accord 2000 and Jesus, man, what am I doing here? So 2005 Honda Accord T harness. Radio, I should put radio T harness. So the Honda Accord stereo harness that they sell, Jesus, these are some terrible pictures. Looks like this. Or actually, this is the one you want. It looks like this. It comes with both connectors already. So let me open this in a new open image in a new tab. So it comes with both connectors already, and that's connector 1 figured out. So that's connector A. All right, let's close these now. I knew I had seen those connectors before. So that's this connector right here, already accounted for. It's this connection. So you can T-tap that. You're just going to have to repin. The 14 one, though, is going to be tricky. The 14-pin one, I have male and female, but I don't know if you can find on your own 14 pin. Here, I'll show you one sec. Let me just go grab it. Two, three, four, five, six, seven. So this is the same connector. All right, let me get rid of. Oh, what did you say? You check the blankets? Oh, I did not check the blankets, babe. I have to go check the blankets. Okay. But hold on, let me switch my stream here to just me, and then switch this to off. Okay. So this is a 14-pin connector. This is the male and the female. This is sold for TSX to add an amp. So if you take this and you take the other harness I showed you, the Honda Accord T harness, you can make an amp bypass or an amp integration. It's possible. Both connectors exist. If you want me to pin one and make one for you, just reach out via email so we can figure out the payment and how long it'll take and how much it'll be. But the connectors exist, so it is possible. You could definitely do it. So I hope that answered your question. Someone else asked something before. They said, what are you looking for? Oh, we were looking at the amplifier, at the option of bypassing or integrating into the factory Crail system so that you could run aftermarket amps. Thinking If there's an access in the center dash, you can move it and do a small hole in the grill and run a cable to the radio mounted receiver on top of the grill GPS antenna. Spark, don't drive yourself crazy with that. So on YouTube, someone asked about the GPS antenna. I think that's a very creative solution. You could definitely do it, but you don't have to go that crazy. You could put it like right next to the speaker. Sometimes they come with a little metal plate that you could like stick on somewhere. Honestly, we just stick it to the heating vents most of the time. You like jam it in there and get stuck on, and it's jammed between the dash, so it just stays secure. Um, I'm not 100% sure, man. I want to say close to like $60 or so, maybe a little bit more. I have to see how much that Honda Accord T harness is because we don't have. Oh, but we have the TSX T harness. Um, so I could make it happen, but it'd be a first time thing. So we need to work on it back and forth. I need to know more about your plan to give you a proper price. But I want to say, picture it being like between $60 and $80, depending on what parts I have to order and how much time I have to spend configuring it. Because those connectors are cheap. The 14 pin is the only rare one you won't find. All right, so right now I'm trying to terminate this thicker wire here. So this is the power wire. What we did before with the speaker wires, this is the power wire. So there we go. Got that terminated. That's what a good crimp looks like. You see we have the insulation and we have the actual strands of copper. So now we're going to do the same over here. What time is it? I've been streaming for how long? Where's my YouTube timer? Okay, it's almost been 30 minutes. All right, Instagram, I'm going to be wrapping it up soon. If you joined the live, congratulations. This is my second Instagram live. I hope it was beneficial for you. I don't think Instagram's going to keep some sort of archive. Like I have an archive for myself, but I don't think you can go back and watch past lives. So if you want to see this, you can go on YouTube. YouTube does archive all the lives and you can watch them later. If for some reason you're on YouTube and you're trying to check out the chat from the live, it won't be available right away. It won't be available till YouTube processes all of the footage and then it makes it available. So you'll see the comments right away, but the chat replay won't be available till later. All right, so now that we terminated all our wires, you are going to insert them into the housing. Showtime, I would get the damn. So you have to get Jesse to rebuild the Krell amp. Unfortunately, there's no way, since you can't bypass it, if you don't rebuild it, you won't be able to use the output to run other aftermarket amplifiers. So the factory Krell's audio amplifier needs to be working to use the solution we just talked about or to integrate into it. So you're going to have to go with Jesse. You don't have another option. You could use a DSP amp because did it give full range? No, it just did. Yeah, it just did front, left, and front, right. No, it does center, rear. Okay. Okay, so you could bypass the amp if you choose to then mount an external volume knob onto your amp or onto your dash. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let me go back to the computer real quick. So you should see my computer, right? So this is the input side. It's this 32 pin connector. And it does have pre-inputs for everything. So normally on some setups, you would only have pre-inputs for front left and front right, and you'd have to upscale that, and it'd mess with your audio and it'd mess with your calling. But because this has the sub, center, front left, front right, it has all your pre-outs, you have to turn Dolby Surround on your radio, on your factory radio. That's going to make sure that every single output is active. And then you're going to need to get an amplifier that has an external volume knob because your factory volume knob will no longer work. So an external controller, they're usually called DRCs. I'll show you what one looks like. So you have Audison's like showing two right now. They're big ones. You have this one, and then you have this single volume knob. So these, they refer to them as DRCs. This one right here that I have on the screen is a little bit more advanced. It'll let you change stuff on the fly. The other one, the other DRC, which is just a knob, changes just the volume, and you can surface mount it somewhere. So it'll feel like a regular volume knob and has indicators on it. So if you're okay with mounting this somewhere else or using one of these DRCs, then you can remove the factory curl amplifier altogether. Just remember, you're going to lose the factory volume control. So when you turn that little knob, it's not going to do anything. But you are going to put your radio into Dolby mode, which is only available on some sources. So consider that as well, which sources it's available or not. You're going to have to go into your settings. I think it's available on CD and XM. I don't know if it's available on Bluetooth, though. So you're going to have to figure out how to mess with that to get all the proper sound. Otherwise, you're only going to get sound out of the factory radio from front left, front right, and you're going to have to upscale it with your DSP to make a surround to power all your speakers. So a good solution to bypass your amp would be like an Audison CM8. Would be like something like this. Like this is really high power, but this has a built-in DSP. You can take in all the input and give you something really easy to configure and install. And this works with the DRCs I showed you so that you'll have that external volume control. But this amp is not cheap. So I'll show you right now how much it normally costs. Plus you got to configure it if you don't know how to configure it yourself. So it can get pretty pricey pretty fast. So right now it's on Amazon for $1,600. And anything with a DSP and that DRC functionality is going to be around this price point. So just, if you're not prepared to spend all that, just have Jesse rebuild that amp because it's going to be a lot easier. And Jesse will do a great job. I always hear good things about Phantom Audio. So yeah, let me get back to this amp thing that I was doing. Let me switch my cameras. Sorry, YouTube, you did not get to see any of that. I forgot to switch the camera over here. But I'll show you real quick. This is the amp that I was talking about, $1,600. Forgot to change that. Sorry, YouTube. I apologize. Okay, so just me. All right, Instagram. I'm gonna be hopping off real soon. I'm just gonna finish this connector. So the way the terminals go in is they slide in from the back and they click into place. I've done this one enough to know how this goes. But it can be tricky if this is your first time. You're going to hear an audible click. One sec, let me actually put it. So once I go to put it in, you heard that? That means it locked into place and it's secure. It won't come out now. So now we'll move on. And then we'll do the next one. And then the next. Then the next one. So if you're not familiar with car audio, these wires do mean something. So the reason it's gray, white, purple, and green is because they stand for the colors of each speaker in the car. So gray is your front right speaker, your passenger door speaker. White is your front left speaker or your driver door speaker. Green is your rear driver door speaker, and purple is your rear passenger door speaker. So that's now pinned so that all of these connections are going to those speakers. This last connection here I'm doing is for the subwoofer, and then we have to do power. That's going to be red and black. So red goes right here. Remember, these terminals are bigger. So red's going to go right there, and then black's going to go right next to it. Let me just make sure they're not twisted up. And then that's good. Then to close this Babe, I checked my phone, babe, and I am gonna change the blankets as soon as I hop off Instagram Live. I promise. Okay. Um, so this is it right here. It's all said and done. I am going to finish this on YouTube. So if you still want to watch, feel free to come over to YouTube, Acura Audio Garage. If you don't want to watch, hey, totally understand. Have a good night, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care. All right, so let's stop here. Let's close this vertical stuff. Okay. 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 All right, YouTube. Now it's just me and you again. We can set up our camera the way we like it, which is like this. So much better. Okay. I gotta go switch the blankets real quick, so let me do that. So this blanket's not even dry, bruh. God damn. My poor wife sleeping in the cold. All our blankets are wet. Heavy duty, baby. More time, baby. I hate this fucking dryer sometimes, man. It's like I'm telling you what to do. You're like, no, I'm not gonna do it. I'm telling you what to do it. All right, babe, I changed it. I put yours to dry so I could bring it to you. All right. I need to go get another harness. 1 second. All right, YouTube. How's it going? How's it going? We can start our stream. Let's see, take a picture of this. And I need to send this off. Okay, cool. All right, cool. All right, let me close this Instagram stuff because I don't need it anymore. And then let's close a bunch of this stuff. Okay, and then let's bring this back. All right, cool. All right, YouTube, we are chilling, just regular work stuff. I do got to do a bunch of these though. I'm gonna do this one amp. I'm gonna jump on some other stuff, then come back to the other amp. When I do like 4 or 5 of these amps in a row, I'm just like, come on, man, let me do something different. They wear you down. So many steps, you feel like you've been working on it forever. Where's that solder? Turn this on. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Gotta wait for this to heat up. Oh, man. Oh, you know what? I can do something else now that I wanted to do because I wanted to throw my chat where you guys could see it when I'm talking. So, YouTube chat. Come on. This keyboard sucks. Oh, God. Window capture. And then I want... What the? What? Oh, I need to take it out where it is. Okay. Let's go, baby. Let's go. It's kind of small, but we'll make it a little bigger. This is so people don't think I'm talking to myself on stream, because that does happen. Come on, what are you doing? Why is it blurry? Alright, I'm trying to line it up with that. Alright, so now you can see the chat. I have to keep it small so you can see. Alright, once it gets longer, then it'll look a little bit more different. So you could see the screen, and then when I swap, it stays there, so I get small. Okay, hold on, let me bring it down. And then, okay, put it back. You guys see me do 5-channel amps 1,000 times, so you don't need to see a 5-channel amp right now. But if you do want to, it's on the bottom right corner. All right, so we started that. I'm gonna add our heat shrink. And then I might watch some Dragon Ball with y'all. You know, little Tuesday night. Tuesday night? Wednesday night? What's today? Today's Wednesday already. Oh, crap. Little Wednesday night Dragon Ball. I want some ice cream right now. Those big back cravings are calling. Chocolate ice cream. That sounds really good. I didn't get to have my burrito today. Maybe tomorrow. Alright, so now you get to zip time. What's up, Superior Wayne? Welcome to tonight's stream. We are discussing our favorite meals. And I say definitely not Panda Express. Freaking sick of eating Panda Express. Thank God. And they're building a Chipotle near me. And then I'll be sick of Chipotle. But God, Panda Express I'm sick of. With little to no wiring. Okay. What do you want to upgrade? Do you want to go speakers? Do you want to do like a full system with speakers, amps, and subs? What do you want when you say you want to upgrade your sound? What do you want to upgrade? Also, curry chicken. What from where? Homemade curry chicken? Oh, you know what? I was actually gonna do something about the stream to make the latency low. I guess I can't change it now though. All right, we'll have to change it next. I want it to be real time so that we can interact quicker. Yeah, man, that's crazy, man. No matter where you stand, violence is not the answer. Um, he was still a human being. A lot of people didn't like what he had to say. I get that. I honestly never listened to his messaging. I know he's like I've seen clips of him saying crazy stuff, but I've never seen anything. Yeah, I just haven't seen much of his stuff. But anyways, I think that's crazy that he was actually um, what happened to him, man. That's sad and crazy. May he rest in peace, and may someone take care of his family because no one deserves that. Yeah, man. I couldn't imagine. Supposedly he had a 1 year old kid. I don't know if it's a girl or a guy, but like I could not imagine leaving my daughter behind, bro. I would like I. There's no way I'd be at rest. Like if there is an afterlife, there's no way I'd be at rest. I'd be super. I don't know. It's crazy, man. It's really crazy. You know what's really weird though? Um, the video that Trump released. Like I don't get. It looks too perfect and it looks really weird. I don't want to show it on my stream because I don't want to get on some watch list. But if you go on Instagram and then like real Donald Trump, he made a video like basically just saying what happened to Charlie Kirk and like that his prayers go out for him, etc. But the video looks like an AI Donald Trump, which is very strange. I wonder if they're testing that um, as like a thing. I don't know why they would need to use AI, why he wouldn't just talk. But the cadence and like how the speech pattern just seems like AI. I want to get your opinion though. If you go watch it, do you think it's AI or do you think it's really him talking? Have you seen any updates on who the shooter was? I saw like some stuff that they arrested some guys, but then it turned out it's not them. They need to find that guy, bro. That's actually good, but I noticed the rear door tweeter is going out. But I would like to upgrade the front door speakers and the rear deck subs. My door tweeter is going out, but I would like to upgrade the front door speakers. Okay, so if you have the ELS system, I think a good choice for you would be either JBL Infinity or Audison. Between JBL and Infinity, the cost difference is very small, so it's really up to you if you want like Infinity is marketed more as like a high quality SQ type of speaker, so you're gonna get really high sound fidelity, really high sound quality. Really, it's good at reproducing instruments. I feel like it sounds really good. While your JBL is good at that, JBL has more of a boom to it than the Infinity. So if you listen to a lot of music with drums in it, I feel like JBL would be the better choice. But if you listen to a lot of music with strings or winds in it, so like flutes or violins, I feel like the Infinity sound better. But sound is so personal that one may sound better to than the other. But they're really both your good choices for your ELS system that are relatively inexpensive. If you have the budget, Audison's a really good brand, and they have 2 ohm speakers that are going to sound really good in your car. They sound good on factory power, but if you also at some point want to get even louder, those speakers will set you up to go up to 125 watts RMS, which is really, I mean, unless you really want people to hear you down the block, that's more than significantly loud enough. So it's up to you. JBL and Infinity are my first recommendations, and then Audison. But I finished this harness and I get the amp. You think it's him? Yeah, I don't know. It just seems very not like any other videos he's released. There's always different quality. So I wonder maybe they just filmed it with a better camera. Maybe they upgraded that. Let's get this amp configured. This out of here. Okay. Yep, that's all good. That's good. Let's get this harness. I feel like 2 ohm hard to run as fuck. There's never a good point usually. Um, so I have to disagree there. 2 ohm speakers allow you to take advantage of amplifiers way more than 4 ohm speakers. It's just speaker manufacturers know that you aren't going to, the people buying the speakers most likely aren't going to buy an amp. They're just going to buy speakers. So if they make 2 ohm speakers, they're not going to have as big a market for them. But I think 2 ohm speakers are a very big uh, trick to get a lot of power out of your amplifiers that most people don't know about. Especially on your factory systems, everything's 2 ohm when you have the ELS. So if you swap 4 ohm speakers, you're going to feel the difference. If you do it just for your front speakers, you probably won't notice it. But if you do it for your front and rear speakers, you will notice a change in volume. And if you do it for all your speakers, you're definitely going to feel like you downgraded and not upgraded. This guy's name is Jose. Most factory radios can't handle 2 ohm speakers. So that's also why manufacturers won't make that many or really offer any. Right. I can't see the chat. Where's the chat window? Okay, here we go. I don't care if people hear me and smells there. Once I trust you, I have a scar. So what's the best route for me to take my sound to sound better? I don't know if speakers are going to be enough, unfortunately. So you have a lot of bass in your system. So like if you change the speakers, the front stage will get louder because the tweeters are brighter. But I don't know if it's going to make a significant difference because everything's going to get drowned out by bass still. So I would say start with the JBL front speakers so you can fix your tweeter and see how you like them, see how it sounds, and then decide if you want to do the rear speakers. I wouldn't buy both at once for the chance that if you do the front, you're like, hey, like this is barely any different than the rears. I mean, than what I had. You won't feel like you wasted money doing both. So I'd say do one at a time. Okay, I still have 2 more to do. But let me ship some easy to ship stuff, get some momentum going. I'll just clean that little area here real quick. Actually, I'll leave these because I need these. I don't need that. I need that. Sorry, guys. Just 1 second. Little tism attack here. I like to have my work area kind of clean. So I just want to put everything I have away. Excuse me. And then I'm going to also take away this extra screen. So I have an extra screen set up for streaming. So here it is, but I'm not using it. It's really to put OBS on when I'm streaming to multiple things like between Instagram and YouTube, but I'm not doing that. So I can just put this over here. What? Because the screen resolution changed, so this changed. All right, hold on. My chat window got screwed up because it got bigger. got like way bigger because I changed. Okay, so yeah, this was the screen I was telling you about. I'm putting away now. I only use it when when I need the screen real estate to do other stuff. But since I'm not streaming on Instagram, I don't need that real estate. So we're good. And we can go look at our orders. What can you guys see right now? You can see me. All right, where's the YouTube? Where's the chat window? Okay. I want to put this where I can always see it. So right here is good. Oh, if I click off OBS, it goes away. That's really annoying. Yeah, like I was saying, with the speakers, I don't know if there'll be enough of a significant upgrade. I would say get the fronts, see how you like them, see how it sounds, and then decide from there. So you don't invest a ton of money. Bro, what happened, bro? Damn. Thank you, Lord. We were very slow in the beginning of the month, and now things are starting to pick up because just got a bunch of orders. There's still little things, but still. All right, so let's see what we got. We got some tweeter harnesses, Accurate tweeter harnesses. All right, let's grab those. Get this shipped out. Actually, gonna move my seat. I'm gonna bring my camera up because if I ship, oh, sorry. So I'm shipping all this stuff. Shipping. I'm gonna be standing up, so let me zoom out too, because then you'll just see my big ass forehead. Okay, where'd the chat go? Yeah, start with the front door. Then after you do the front door, decide if you want to do all of them. Because if you have the ELS, you have 3.5s in the rear doors, and then on the rear deck, you have other 6.5. So then I would go front doors first, then rear deck, then these. Sometimes these, the back door 3.5s, you don't have to upgrade. You just need to add a bass blocker, because as you put them to higher volume, they start sounding like garbage, and that's just because they're trying to play bass. See my dirty shirt? My daughter was eating pizza, and she decided to just clean her pizza on my shirt. It was hilarious, because then she just kept eating it. Right, these are the tweeter harnesses. This is what the tweeter connector in your car looks like. It's very small. Here, I'll swap real quick. So, has this weird shape. Just plugs into the tweeter connector, and then boom, bass block and cap, and then 2 terminals. You can either cut these or slide your tweeter onto here. It just makes installing a tweeter in your Acura a lot easier, so you don't have to try to cut wires, because trying to cut the tweeter wires in certain Acuras is very annoying because there's no space. Superior, it's gonna come with everything, so you'll get wiring harnesses to plug them into the door. You'll get the tweeter harnesses as well. You'll get the tweeter cup and the spacer, so make install real simple. Everything will be there. And then we also have here, I'll just show you on the website real quick. Let me go to me and screen. Let me just switch this to okay. So if you go shop, right, you go speakers, you go front speakers. These are the ones I'm talking about, the JBLs. This is what I was saying for the speaker install. It's pretty simple. You pull out that one screw, you pull the speaker up, then you got to put the inserts into the door, then you put the surround onto the back of the spacer, and you mount the spacer to the door, and then the harness is going to come. So you're just going to plug the harness into the factory harness, slide the terminals onto the speaker, and then mount the speaker with the 4 screws. For the tweeter, it is very similar, but a little bit more complex. You need to pull the tweeter housing out of the factory, out of the door, Usually it just has a metal clip. It won't ever have any screws in your Acura. It just clipped on. You disconnect the tweeter, you pry it out, you add the tweeter to the tweeter cup, you run the harness, you hook it all together, you press the tweeter cup into the tweeter housing, and then it'll stay in there with pressure, how the same way the factory tweeter was. And then for getting your door panel off, you can find the installations here. So I forgot what you said it was. Yeah, these will fit your TLX. So 2015 to 2022 TLX. This is not our video. This is someone else's video, but this will show you how to get the door panel off, or the general idea of getting the door panel off. And then you can follow the instructions on how to get the speaker off. So it's all here on our website. It's all on this page when you go to buy the JBL speakers. And this is kind of everything they're going to come with to get one big picture. That's why I was telling you, they're going to come with the speaker harnesses. They're going to come with the tweeter harnesses, the tweeters, the tweeter cup, all the inserts, all the screws, everything will be in your package. So it'll make it real easy to install. Okay. All right, let me stop sharing my screen because I need to go back to ship these. Padded envelope. Yes, sir. Yeah, if they don't fit, you can return them, but they're going to fit. Someone ordered a bracket. What is this for? Civic? What is this for? XCM harness. Backup XM harness. Spacer and bypasses. Harnesses start here. And then we got a bunch of subs. What the hell are all these 2-item things? Okay. All right. One step at a time. Why did this not print? There we go. I was about to say. Oh no. Oh no. Hold on. Why does it smell like that? But nah, it's dry. It's dry. All right. Sorry, YouTube. I'm just swapping out the sticks again. Gotta make sure a blanket to sleep with tonight. Otherwise, I'm gonna be upset at myself when I go to lay down and I ain't got no blanket. That's because I didn't put it to dry. More dry. I said more dry, my guy. Okay. All right, cool. My front tweeters are in the A pillar though. My blind spot monitor is in the mirror cap on the inside. Damn. Those tweeters are gonna be a pain in the ass to get out. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Let's see what the thing says to do to get them out. What year is it again? 2017, right? 2017. All right. Oh god, damn! I then zoomed into the zoomers, zooming in. Okay. 2017 TLX speaker. All right, let me show you my screen. Me and the screen. All right, so here's how you get the door. I love that when you are going to pull this off, it's like, hey, yeah, this is how you just remove just the speaker. But to remove the door panel, okay, so a pillar trim remove. Oh no, it's simple. It has a 10mm bolt. Remove the front door seal, then remove the mold, then remove the. Bruh, that's a cakewalk. I thought these were actually gonna be hard. This is super, super easy, my friend. Super, super easy. Have no worry. You could definitely do it. It's very easy. Pull that little. There's a little cover that says SRS airbag. Stick a plastic, plastic pry tool. If you stick metal in there like a screwdriver, you're gonna dent the plastic, and you're gonna see it for the rest of your life. So plastic, very softly pry the little cover or door off. 10mm bolt, zoom. Then you pry on it. It'll release. You disconnect your tweeter. Easy peasy, baby. Easy peasy. I thought you had to smash these in like all the other Acuras. Well, like some Acuras, but they fixed that, so you don't have to do that anymore. Someone else said, how important are those front tweeter anyways? I have the mid-range speaker tweeters anyway, so how difference? What car are we talking about, Mitch? Depending on the car, it may make a difference, it may not. Usually, Acura on your front stage does really put some thought into the tweeters, especially if they make them active. So that's why I want to ask which car. But all right, let me go back to my shipping. So we got a sub bracket, right? Yes, sir, sub bracket. Ya tú sabes, ya tú sabes. Got a sub bracket. Make sure it doesn't have any imperfections. Nope, solid. All right, let me put my keyboard away. Grab some screws here. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. I gotta put my phone to charge. Okay. So we still need a harness. Yeah, they will fit. It's the same tweeters they've been using. We sold plenty of speaker packages for the TLX, man. That's how I know they work. Our best, the ones we sell for the more are the TL and the TSX, but we have a bunch of TLX customers now. So I know they'll fit. You won't have an issue. Where's the little scissor? There we go. So when you order a sub bracket, you get the bracket, the foam, the screws, and the harness. All this comes in one box. Yeah, whenever you're ready, man. JBL speakers. We do have some periods where we sell out. Right now, I think there's like 7 sets of speakers left. So those should last for till the end of this week. But then if you wait till next week, we have more on the way. But you might land in this weird period where like we just sold out and we're waiting for some to come. But all right, so that's all set. Let me put this in a box. I think you get as much appreciation for your work. I think that's just how it goes, man. You got to put your work on behind the scenes, and then one day somewhere you'll get a shot for something. Someone will see something. Things, but I feel when I help people, when I help someone, I like the way it makes me feel. So like, um, I don't do it for like the recognition or clout. I don't think you could do that, anyways, for car audio. But um, I'm here to help, man. I appreciate it. Again, you don't have to buy from me. You could buy. I showed you on the last stream where you could buy JBL speakers for cheap. So like, it's not about buying from me. It's about just getting the right stuff and good advice. All right. Filling this up. Where is this going? Oh, what the hell? Yo, that's crazy. This guy is literally in my same town. That's so funny. How far does he live? I could drop this off myself. I've done that before. When I first moved here, I did that. I just went and dropped some guy's package off myself. He lives off Cortland, Deltona Commons, Doyle Road. Nah, he lives kind of far. It's like a 15-minute drive. But that's so funny. If I send it via ground, when does he get it? It still takes 2 days, but if I send a UPS ground, he'll get it tomorrow or Friday. Yeah, okay. UPS ground. Shout out to David. Here comes your sub bracket. Then we got RCA harness, spacers. All right, let me grab those spacers. Oh, okay, I'll go grab this amp bypass real quick. Spark, catch you later, man. Let me know when you buy that radio. I don't think you have to overthink the GPS antenna. It's really just if it's connected or not. CarPlay does use it, but unless you have a actual radio with built-in navigation from Garmin or TomTom, like the high-end Pioneer Kenwood units, it's only going to check the GPS antenna every so often to help calculate where you are. So don't sweat it if it's like not in the most optimal position in the world. It's still going to work. Again, we normally just put them right underneath the dash. We have no issues. Okay, that's not going to print. I got to turn my Wi-Fi on. What do you think of shallow subwoofers? In terms of what? So they're not going to perform the same as like a woofer with a huge motor, but they have made, there's like very, like JL Audio has a very good shallow slim sub. Like there's certain subs that you'll be like, bro, that's coming from a shallow sub, and you won't believe it. But usually if it's a shallow inch sub, you know it's a shallow inch sub. So I don't think they're bad. Don't get me wrong. They have very good use cases, especially in trucks or like certain areas. But if you can use a regular subwoofer instead of the shallow mount, I recommend using a regular sub. All right, this one's UPS. Was this one UPS or this one was the post office? This one's the post office. All right, hold on. Need to organize my rack real quick. So UPS package is up here. Regular post office. Okay, okay, we got some packages going. We gotta go get an amp bypass, Honda Accord. Yeah, okay, how about again? Thank you about that. Thank you for that. I was not watching it this whole time. But what I was saying is, I don't think shallow subwoofers are an answer unless you really have to use them. I don't recommend them unless you really have to use them. There are some exceptions out there that sound really good. And then I was telling you, but you couldn't hear me, about how we used to sell the MB Quart sub. That was a shallow sub with the MB Quart amp. A lot of times people want matching brands for their speakers and their amps. So that's what we did. Uh, and that was not a good sub. We probably sold like 10 or so of them. And then just were getting feedback like, hey, this is. My mic keeps disconnecting for some weird reason. Okay, my thing printed. Okay. All right, guys. Sorry I keep losing audio. It's just being dumb. Okay. I'm actually about to do those XM harnesses right now. I got 2 of them. Just because they're going to be quick and easy. I got some speaker spacers. But okay, let me show you the JL Audio Slim Sub. So this sub right here will beat any expectations you have as a slim sub. It is a little bit pricey. You can see it's $519, but you see the reviews, 145 reviews. The way these are designed, they do not sound like a slim sub. They hit hard, they move. It's a very nice sub. So if you have the money, these JL Audio subs, I think, are the exception to shallow mount subs. And then someone else said something else about CCA versus OFC resistance per foot. Where is the chart? Sound certified? No. This chart kind of explains it, but it's not going to do a good job enough because it's not going to show you the OFC versus CCA. But basically, these right here on the bottom are lengths of wire. So these are the outputs in RMS of power. So we're going to go with a Class D amp. Let me switch my camera. So we're going to go Class D for subs. They're monoblock, usually Class D. We're going to say 1,000 watts. So that's going to bring us to this column right here. Can you see my mouse? Yeah. This column right here. Let me zoom this picture in. And then let me make this a little bigger. Okay. So 1,000 watts is going to bring us right here. That means that we can use 8 gauge if we're going to be dumb close to the battery, 0 to 4 feet. We can use 8 gauge up to almost 8 feet. So if we're going to put the amp under the seat, we might be able to use 8 gauge. But we're going to run into 4 gauge once we do more than 10 feet. Usually to your trunk, it's right around 16 to 19 feet. So that's 4 gauge. But you see that if we move into higher, we need thicker wire. This chart is different between OFC and CCA. The reason why it's different, I don't like how high this camera is, you can't see me. The reason why it's different is because the resistance per foot is different across OFC and CCA. I couldn't tell you technically why electronically the atoms don't move the right way, blah, blah. I don't know. I just know that's the actual science behind it. And then I'm going to see if I can find you an actual chart comparing yeah, but who is putting this information out there? This is from DS18. Yeah, I'd like to see like a JL Audio article. Best choice for high performance, stress conductivity, low resistance, most durable, high resistors, lower conductivity. They would say you're gonna need thicker wire to offset that extra resistance. But I can't find you like the actual graph. There's an actual graph. Here, we'll see if this kicker on Mass Video, if they give us some good. So they're doing what, an amp dyno on the OFC. So you can go watch this video. This will show you a real world example of the limitations of the CCA wiring versus OFC. So that's why you want OFC wires, just more conductive, and you can use thinner wire. But if you want to go CCA, you can. You just need thicker wire. But then OFC also has some properties that will help it Not the grade as much as CCA. Either one, man. If you're just doing a simple system, like you're doing 1,000 watts system, 4 gauge wiring kit, CCA or OFC will work just fine. You might not make it to the full 1,000 watts. Something here might slip and you'll get to 980. But on your regular car audio, anything I would say below 500 watts probably doesn't matter. 1,000 watts is where it's going to start mattering or not. And then if you're going past 1,000 watts, OFC all the way. Save up for it. Otherwise, you're just going to have to buy it again later. No, I need to work on my 2010 Honda Accord speakers. Never upgrade them, but I need to. Sure. So I actually was showing on stream the other night Honda Accord JBL speakers that there's a really good deal on eBay right now. Let's see if it comes up. Actually, we'll just go on eBay and do it. So we can't match this deal. Otherwise, I'd tell you to buy from us. But you could get the 4 speakers right here for $200. So these are front speakers and then rear speakers, the 4 adapters. I don't really like these adapters because they do tend to break if you're not careful. But as long as you're careful with your install, you won't break them. The 4 wire harnesses. The only thing you don't get is the tweeter harnesses. So you can get the tweeter harnesses from us, or you can just modify the factory tweeter harness. It's up to you. But I think this is a great deal for $200. You can't beat it. If we were to put the same deal together from our site, I think we're gonna be close. But let me just check. So 2020 Accord, and then let's go rear speakers. They'll ship for free, so shipping won't count against you. Depending on what state, though, you will have. Oh, we don't have 2020 here, but you could choose 2019 Accord. So now if we go to our cart, the hell is weird? You would be paying $259, but you do get the tweeter cup and the tweeter harness. So I feel like if you were to buy that separate, it would come to the same price because the tweeter harnesses. So all right, so remember our price is $259. Their price is $199, but our spacers are better. The harnesses are going to be the same. But then what's missing from theirs is the tweeter cup and the tweeter harness. So let's see how much those are by themselves. So we'll add those to the cart. And we'll select options for these. 2020, 2019. Oh, Accord isn't here, but you could choose TSX. I need to fix that. So then if we buy these 2 items, now we have to pay shipping. So our total is $36.97. $37 plus $199, so it's $237, and then we were at $259. Damn, $20. So you save if you get this, and then you get the tweeter harness and the tweeter cup from us. You'll save $20 instead of just getting everything from us. But I think this is a great deal. I don't think this is going to last long. So if you are interested, I would buy it. I don't know how many they have left because the speaker prices went up significantly for JBL. So they're not going to be able to do this deal for a long time. The reason why they can do this deal is because they have a huge store. Like, look at how many items they have sold. So there's a huge reseller. They get huge deals on speakers and all the other items they buy. Because what else do they sell? Yeah, they sell different speakers of all brands. Oh, a lot of JBL, though. Is it mostly just JBL? No, I saw different speakers. Yeah, these are like some weird brand. Those are a different brand. Okay, yeah. So they just sell all kinds of speakers. But those could work pretty good. If you're a ELS, if your Honda Accord, oh no, Honda Accord is going to have, I'm actually not sure what speakers are in there. What impedance? Hold on one sec. Pro demand. Yeah, Kicker, you're not going to find a deal on anywhere. Theirs is very price protected. Is it an EXL, a Touring, a Sport? Goddamn, a hybrid EX, a hybrid EXL, a hybrid Touring, or just regular hybrid? What's the Saab model? I don't remember the store's name. Sorry. Just look up Honda Accord speakers, Honda Accord JBL speakers on eBay, and they'll come up. Okay. Let's do these mounting rings. Oh shit! I didn't open this box. Yeah, I think our pricing is aggressive. We try to stay competitive, but like when you're a little guy, it's hard to buy at the same volume that the bigger guys buy at. So the way it works, at least in car audio for a lot of stuff, it's not that like this store. Well, let's talk about regular stores. So like, let's say you go to a store in your neighborhood, right? That has like a building, they do installs, they have some stuff on the shelf. That store and then the store down the road that's similar to that store pay the same price for their stuff usually. So they're not going to have tiered levels of pricing. There are available, but they're probably not going to be able to break into those tier levels, or like they've bought so much inventory that they're broken into the next price level. Instead, what happens is you buy in a certain promotional period enough inventory and they'll discount your invoice XY%. So like, for example, if I buy $5,000 worth of speakers within 3 months, they'll take 10% off my invoice, but I still paid the regular price for all those speakers. It's just if I hit that goal, they'll take 10% off everything. So you can discount each little item. But the big stores that can buy 10,000 pieces, 5,000 pieces at once, they do break into whole separate pricing. So like if something costs me, let's say $80 to buy, they can get it for 67 or 72 or 59. They'll have the tier level pricing because they're buying so much. And it makes sense from a business standpoint, you know. Someone's buying more, you're willing to cut them a deal. But the little guys can't. You just don't have that kind of money to buy such large quantities. So then they put those incentives for you to hit certain goals. All right, we got our spacers. Then we need to get our hardware. He didn't say what kind of car this was for. This is on eBay. So when you buy on eBay, you don't have to say what car it's for, which I hate because then I'm not sure which hardware to send you. And I just got to pray that I send, like I'm sending you everything. So because I'm sending you everything, all the right hardware should be in here. But then you might get extra hardware and you're like, what the hell? Why do I have so many of this? And then it's like, wait, I don't even use this. And it's like, no, you don't. But you have to have it all. Damn it. To make sure when you go to install it, you're not missing anything. Okay. All right. Throw that in there. Just throw it in the bag. Okay, cool. So, we need the 2 foam rings for the speaker spacers. Yeah, they take a while to pop up for me. One second, Ricky. I'm not sure I understand the question. Yeah, you can run the JBLs on the factory amp. They'll sound good. You won't have any issues. And then Ricky said, hello, I've been talking with your factory integration specialist about my self-select TSX. I was wondering, since my TSX has a CAN bus built in, do I need a harness? Good night, Wayne. I will be here tomorrow same time. So if you have any more questions, feel free to ask. And then, Ricky, your TSX has CAN bus communication, but it doesn't have a decoder built in. So we don't sell decoders. So if you get a harness from us and you want to keep some of the features that that decoder is doing, you'll have to keep it with your harness. But I'm not sure I understand the question 100%. But your car has CAN bus communication for different things, but it's like, picture like when it comes to languages, right? We talk English, but other people speak Portuguese. Your car is speaking Portuguese, and you need that translator, that CAN bus box, so that you can understand those messages and send your own messages. I need some paper. Yeah, I don't have any sub boxes. Let me see if I can order some to be here tomorrow from Amazon. Let me ship these real quick. Oh, one more thing to tape. Oh wait, you answered me, and I was looking at that for you. All right, one sec. Man, I'm getting sleepy. Chicago, Illinois. Print that up, print that up, print that up. All right, you said it was a, what did you say it was? Sport. Speakers. Oh, it doesn't have the thing. What about test procedures? OEM test procedures. Okay, so all your speakers are 4 ohms. So you can go JBL or Kicker. JBL will make the car a little bit louder, but Kicker handles more power later on if you want to add an amp. But right, all your factory speakers are 4 ohms. So that's confirmed. Let me close a bunch of these tabs because I got way too many tabs open. Okay. All right, this is going out. This is trash. What is next? What is next? That's a DIY combo. Harness, IKTL, Pioneer. Okay. 20. Yes, let's go. That's an easy one. On the Sport, it doesn't look like it. I will check. Let me just go back to getting what I need to get first. Oh, what's up, little doggo? Why are you sleeping over here? You watching me? Making sure I'm safe? Thank you. That's a good boy. Yeah, I forgot why I can't take a gap, bro. Oh, I remember now. Hey, yo. I see you doing that nasty stuff, that freaky stuff. I don't think we deserve dogs. They're just too, like, I don't know, bro. Like, to them, you're their whole world. Who else looks at you like that? No one. Just a dog will. All they want from you is to play and some hugs and cuddles and to bite you a little. You don't deserve them. I'm going to answer your question in 1 second. Let me just finish. I threw the bag out. I'm done. Let me ship this order real quick. Gotta make progress. Tonight. Tomorrow I gotta make a huge marketing day and cut up some clips, post some reels, work on this car behind me finally. I'm finally starting to catch up with orders. I was like way behind. So right now the only thing that is still pending are the Android screens. That's because we need certain parts for them. So waiting on those to come, but then we can get those out. We got a little paper. I definitely need to order boxes. I'm about to run out. Oh, I need to order. I said that before. I need to order the box off Amazon for the subs. Okay, so this was an LOC to install subs in any sedan, Honda or Acura sedan after 2004, really, or 5. We sell these pretty often. They just make adding subs real easy. Oh, I just remembered, man. Oh my God, there's a guy who I had forgotten about who was having trouble with his sub not working, and I did not answer him. Ah, man. That guy has a reason to leave a bad review. I did not answer him. He had some funky setup with some wires cut, so something didn't work correctly for him. We were trying to troubleshoot it, and like people only answer at night, but like at night it's not a good time for me to answer. So I totally forgot to answer him back. It's been like 2 days. Let me see if I can find who he was. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go digging for that. All right, we're gonna look into something for Honda Accord, or was it? What's up, SJ? A rear middle speaker. No, you said it was a sport, right? Automatic, baby. Amplifier audio, component connector. It says output for subwoofer. You have 2 amps. And then it says satellite speakers. But this won't tell me. Yeah, I don't know. All right. If you gotta go in your trunk, and then look up from underneath. You should have a sub. You should have 2. You should have speakers back there. I don't know how many though. Order the JBL from you in a couple of weeks. Trying to get my daughter to sex together first. I know that. What's up, everyone? I'm still on window tinted here, and that's channel, but I'm about to now. What's up, Super B Dub? I appreciate that, man. Glad to offer any help that I can. And then, if you are into Acuras, we do need partners in different states. I get a lot of phone calls with people. Hey, I'm in some state you're not in. Can you help me find an installer, or where could I find an installer? Do you have partner or dealers? And we're trying to build a little bit of network. We got some people in New Jersey and Maryland right now who we're testing out. So if you'd be willing to see if you'd be wanting to grab some jobs from there. It would bring you some clients, but you are going to have to treat them nice and know what you're doing. I would want to talk to you and vet you a little bit, and not just start sending you people and you start messing the cars up. So um, if you want to set that up, or what, there's supposed to be a dealer website. It's not live yet, but if you want to send us an email, we can talk about that. We're not going to charge you, or it's not anything monetary for us. It's just a matter of making sure that we send you people, you're going to treat them right. Yeah, we get a lot of customers in Tennessee, believe it or not. Alabama, not so much, but Tennessee we do. Okay. All right. Did I miss someone else's message? I'm sorry I missed your message, guys. Oh, yeah. Ricky said, I'm trying to install 9-inch touchscreen to my TSX as a base model of the NAV or ELS system, so I would have to find a decoder for my TSX. Yes, Ricky, but it should have came with it. It should have came with a decoder that you can plug in. It's just a matter of finding the right settings. But this is why I don't like buying those things off of Amazon, and I like to get them from AliExpress instead, because on Amazon sometimes you're dealing with a reseller from a reseller. So like AliExpress is usually a reseller. You're not dealing with the factory directly. But AliExpress is usually one person away from the factory, but Amazon and eBay can be like 2 or 3. So when you need help, you're like, hey, this isn't working in my car. Like, send me a video. And then it's hard to sometimes show on video what's not working, but sometimes you can. You send the video, they're going to forward it off to someone else, and then you get a reply from the person who spoke to the person who spoke to the person, and then a lot of stuff gets lost in translation. So I would look for any markings on your products, for any branding, any names of the brand, and I would try to reach out to the brand directly instead of your seller if you're having issues not getting the right stuff. But usually those CAN bus decoder boxes for the TSX are meant for the Superior, so then certain things don't even work correctly. But usually you can fix it within the software. If you go into the factory setup menu, you can change the CAN bus communication settings for a different vehicle and get some progress made that way. Um, I have a video that I want to film on that Android screen and resolving all those issues. Just not there yet, man. There's been other things that have been my priority. It's especially orders. First my family, then the orders, and getting the orders out, because people don't want to wait 2 or 3 days or a week for their stuff. They want their stuff right away. So that takes precedence. I'm starting to catch up with the orders now, and then I can start making videos again, and then hopefully we'll get that video together. Okay. So sorry for the long rant, but yeah, you will. They do sell different decoders, but usually they're with the harness because the wires will go to different places, so you'll need a different harness. Your best bet might be to, like, I hate to do this to Amazon, but you could buy like 2 or 3 screens from Amazon and test which one has the best decoder. You might not even need to test them, because some decoders will look exactly identical, but that could be your other solution if you can't get the software to work correctly. All right, let me see. That guy said goodbye. Then Ricky said that. He talked. SJ said, "What's up?" And Tennessee. He put the link for me for those JBLs. If I still have it open. Yes, one sec. I threw it in the chat. Yes, sir, I am Orlando. I will do that for you. I'm about to do that order right now. I actually was going to do this order real quick, though. So I'll be right back. I need to grab 2 things. No, that's not a 20-pin connector. That's not a 20-pin connector. That is a 20-pin connector. But I used the black already. Alright, let me just grab one of these then. Take this. Sorry. This. And this. Yes, Superman. I think I just set this all up because I bought a Mac Mini. I was debating whether buying this Mac Mini or not, and I'm really glad I did. It's really supercharged my ability to just do stuff on the fly and not have to film, edit, and put stuff out. I could just get it done this way. Oh shit, this harness is already right. Let's go, baby. So if you're thinking about doing something similar, I have a GoPro to a capture card to the Mac Mini, and the Mac Mini just works. I do have this weird issue with my display, but I haven't looked into it enough to know if it's the Mac Mini or my display. Right now, I'm just prepping a harness for a Honda Civic. This is a DIY combo for a Civic. Every so often, we get someone with a Civic, and our products do work. We do have products for the cars with and without navigation, but I'm talking 06 to 11. 2012 and up, Metra's got you covered. We don't have anything for you. An amp bypass we do, but radio installation stuff we don't. Okay. Come on. You can come. All right, cool. That's trash. And this harness is good. We gotta add zip ties to these. No, those should work from the factory with no issue. They should basically that works no problem. The decoder messed that up. Hopefully it didn't do any permanent damage. Hopefully if you put everything back to stock, everything just works. I would put everything back to stock and then I would disconnect your battery for 15 minutes and then wait the 15 minutes, and then cook it all back up. You're gonna need your radio code to make sure you have it, and then try it out. And hopefully everything works as it should. If it doesn't, you might need to start looking for burned fuses. All right, but you have a Honda Accord with the factory sub 06 to 11. There are a couple different pinouts, but these are the most popular ones. Right here are these three connectors, 20, antenna, and the other one. And then I'm going to throw those in a bag because on the back of the bag is the information for all the pinouts. You just have to add them all to your cart. If you want, I can send you a link with the cart. Just give me 1 sec. Make sure none of these RCAs are going to get damaged. Okay. Let me make a cart for you 1 sec. 20. Oh, so I don't know if you guys know. Actually, if one of you can test this, I had a customer say it doesn't work, but I don't know if it was his. Oh wait, I already have these. Oh no, okay. So I'm gonna show you what I want you to test for me. Check this out right here though. Check this out from Google itself. 4.9 baby, 341 reviews. Even though we have way more reviews than that. This is my pride right here. You know, Trustpilot tried to screw me. Trustpilot, and then we don't even show this off anymore. But if we go on Trustpilot and we go to Mobile Max Car Audio, we have 696 reviews, baby. We're almost at 1,000. So I can't wait till we get there. Google doesn't pick all of them up. Very strange that it only picks up 341 reviews. But this has reviews from that Google collects and some from Trustpilot. Very weird thing that happens on this page though is like you have stuff from the Acura TikTok account showing up under our company page, and we have nothing to do with that. But it is what it is. I don't know why it works that way. But back to what I want you to test for me is add some stuff to your cart and then try to share it with someone and let me know if it works or not. So if I go to view cart, right up here it says share cart. I hit share cart. I can go copy link. And now if I put this link in the chat, oh, what the? Oh, what's that? And you click that link, it should put those items in your cart. I want to know if you send the link to someone that you made, if it works or if it lets you make the link. One time a customer said it wasn't working, but that was a while ago. I'm pretty sure we fixed it, but I haven't tested it since. Do you have a kit PMP and retain the factory radio? 2017 MDX. Yes, sir. One sec. You're gonna take the factory sub. You're gonna throw it in the trash. No, I'm just kidding. Let me just ship this and I'll answer your question. I want an Arizona iced tea right now. My big back cravings are like, go get an Arizona. Go get an Arizona. Maybe a little Monster. Well, maybe it's a little Monster as well. All right, those are all wired harnesses. Okay, I could ship this as well. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to do the harnesses that, the orders that are very low effort and just take time, because it helps me build momentum. I'm like, all right, I already did 10 orders. I did 12 orders. Let me keep going. Okay, thank you. Hey, just stumbled upon your channel. I'm interested in it. Oh, yeah, okay, I already read that. All right, so 2017 MDX Advanced, 2017 Acura MDX Amplifier. All right, so we're going to assume some things, but you tell me if my assumptions are wrong. Because this amplifier is weird. It has like a couple of different plugs. So this is the weird plug right here. I could get you a better picture. This looks like the radio plug that's in all the Acuras. So I don't know why they use this plug. Very strange. It does not. This and the Pilot use this plug for some amp versions. I don't know why that is. Because the other amp, does this say advanced? No. The other amps connectors look like this. These are the traditional connectors that they use on every Acura. So I have these. I can make you a harness that's going to do what you want with these. With this, we can make it work as well, but it's very strange that you have this connector. I have not been able to verify that our project will work with this. So if you can figure out which amp you have, I can get you the right product. But without knowing which amp is in the car, and I don't know enough about. Yes, this doesn't say. This says Panasonic. Where is the amp? Let's go Pro Demand. Actually, let's go Tech Info. And then it's a 2017, right? Yeah. One sec. MDX 2017 amplifier. What the freak? Disconnect the center console. Where? I'm still not 100% sure where this is. Center console remove. Nah, it's a whole ass procedure to get to the amp. Nah, F all that, man. Just for some subs. heater duct. So it looks like you can pull that cover off to get to the amp to see it. I don't think you need to go this far, but you need to be able to pull this cover off to get to the amp. How does that cover come off? We just need both center console side covers. Okay. Okay, yeah, so you just pull it off. So look, this is what you want to do right here. On the passenger side, if I can highlight this for you, you want to pull that cover off. You pull that cover off, you'll then get to see what the amplifier looks like because it'll be underneath in there. You need to see what the connectors look like. Do the connectors look like this or do the connectors look like that? Once you know that, if you come back to our stream, then you'll know, then I can tell you for sure which product to do. The only thing you can do is tap the subwoofer signal wires at the subwoofer, but that's going to be just as complicated getting to those wires as it is to the amp. So I say go for the amp first. Where the amp is on the RLX? Yeah, sure, one sec. 2020. I think we just looked at this. Oh no, we looked at the pinout, not where it is. Damn, internet working slow. Okay. ELS or Crail? I'll just show you both, and then you can audio assembly, audio unit assembly, ANC stereo amplifier remove. So it's behind the radio. So they want you to remove the radio. It's damn, that's fucking annoying. It's behind the radio. That's on the ELS. What about on the Crail system? On the Crail system, it's in the trunk. Move the trim panel. Yeah. Okay, so it's in the trunk behind the liner with the Crail system. With the ELS is behind the radio. Both are. Well, this isn't that bad, but this sucks. And there's no way to get the connectors are aimed down, but I don't know if you can get to it. That's ass. Honestly, that sucks a lot. But yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, so with the Crail's easy, man. Right in the back seat, right in the trunk. You just pull that liner off, and then I showed you the steps. First comes that, then the tray, then this thing, then those, and then there's like a twist cap, and then you can get it all off. But all right, back to how often am I live? Every night, sir. Every day at lunchtime between 12 and 2. Usually I'll stream an hour between there. And then at night, usually between 10 and 12. But don't count on the night one, count on the lunch one. But all right, let me make sure you guys can't see my screen anymore because I need to look at my next order. Damn, an iced tea and some ice cream don't sound bad right now at all, bruh. Oh yeah, I said I was gonna do this, guys, because he had a real simple order. Yeah, that software that I'm pulling up is a dealer software that the dealership uses to look at the information for your car. And then ProDemand is like a tool that has all cars, but it has very limited information for all cars. Honda and Acura have separate ones, so you need to pay for each one. Wait, no, it's a Honda Accord. But it's super powerful, and it gets all the info you could want. There are a little bit of tricky things, though. You have to know how to look for the information. Like I know right now I'm just typing into the search, and then in the search you just see what I'm typing in, and like it's coming up. But there are other cars that it's a lot more difficult to find stuff. You really have to hunt for it. Okay, this is a Honda Accord. I'm gonna hit them with that. Hit them with these real quick. 4, 4, 5, do 2 of these real quick. He won't need these. Yeah, I'm limited on those and he won't need them, so I'm not going to send them. And then we need the amp bypass. Yeah, give me 1 sec. Let me just ship this order and then I'll get those for you. It's pretty straightforward, it seemed like. I don't know if my wife's watching or not, but if you are, do you want anything from the Wawa or Special K? A little drink. All right, so this guy is replacing or bypassing his amp and installing new speakers, and he has a 2013 Honda Accord. So let's get this in a box. I got you. Yeah. A lot of Accord and Civics are like that. It's like they don't cut out that in the factory. But then sometimes, at least in the newer ones, I think the grills are all the same or the rear covers are all the same. But in the old ones, the rear cover used to be different. So you need to change the rear cover and then drill the hole. But like drilling from underneath or cutting the hole off from underneath is really annoying. Cutting metal in general is really annoying because you usually don't have the right tool to do it. You need like a nibbler or a laser cutter to cut real fine edge. I'll get some paper in here. You see me opening and closing the box is because it's longer and shorter one way. So this way, like both of these things meet, but the other way they don't. One sec, guys, just shipping this order. Back. Enjoy, my friend, enjoy. I hope those new speakers slap. Harness, what is this 2-item thing? It's a camera. We got 3 subs, all for the same car. Then what is this stuff? Camera. Oh, I could ship that. Oh, someone got, and there's 3 of those, and then they're all subs. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7. Okay. Why do all those? Are all these people in the same areas? North Carolina, Indiana. That's very weird. It's weird when like orders come in that are all the exact same thing multiple times. All right, hold on. This thing will not print, but in the meantime, I can look up those instructions. There's a 2020, right? Let me just 2020 RLX. I'm gonna do the XM harnesses next. I know someone was waiting on that. It's not really anything crazy, but I mean, if you want to see how it's made, amplifier. All right, I don't think you need this last page. You just need this first page. I don't get what's going on with the printer. It's lagging like it wants to do it. Bro, I can buy LimeWire shares. That's hilarious. How do I share? Okay, share. Okay, I'm gonna put it in the chat for you. This link only lasts 7 days or something like that, so make sure you just download it soon. This thing really don't want to print, man. Come on, hurry up and print. Hurry up and print, guy. It's not finished. You're full of it. It's not finished. Let me go get the XMRCA stuff. Are they both males or are they both females or what are they? That's an MDX. That's a TSX. They're both female. Yeah. Come on. Okay. I need to bring my cutter. I didn't bring it. Okay. The label still has not printed. Whoops. I should put a little mini fridge in there. And I can keep like little snacks for these late night shifts. Maybe a little beer. Find that label freaking printed, bro. All right, YouTube. We're finally getting to those XM harnesses you've been so patiently waiting for. So again, there's nothing fancy to them. But here's the master. We're down to our last two. But we need 3. We have more on the way, but I can make some of what's here as well. So let me see if I can make some real quick, because we are going to need some. Oh, actually, there's a few more in here. 3. There's 4. And then there's a bunch of the wires that I end up removing. Okay, so we have the male connector. We're going to just make some real quick from scratch. Then we have the female connector. And then those are 3 different. Is this another one? Let's go, baby. We have more than I thought we did. Alright. So take all of those. Take all our wires here. And then we're just going to add wires to where we know they should go. Yeah, no problem, man. So what I'm here for is to help. I'm going to start like a Feed Orlando goal. Like you donate and buy me some Chipotle and a drink or something. But I gotta figure out how to even set that up. All right, so 2 there, and then 2 here. Then another one, and then we'll go the blank, right? And then on the bottom row, oh, you guys can't even see this. You just see the mess wire. Basically, these wires are already terminated. These are the wires that we take out to add the RCAs. So I end up with a bunch extra. So I'll save the extra so I can make new harnesses out of them. That makes sense. Recycling, baby. Keeping the waste out of this earth. This wire looks shorter than all the other wires. Is it? Maybe. I don't want to risk it. It looks really short. Okay. Bro, sometimes I'll be hearing some noises. I'm like, what the hell is that? But it's just because I'm paranoid. Meanwhile, it's like just the AC going or one of the printers stopping. Okay, so all those are in. Now we're going to put them into their matching ones on this side. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to need 5 from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to need to save this box because it has the part number. These things were really expensive if I remember correctly. These plugs right here are like $3 to $5 each, which is ridiculous for just a little plug like this. No wires, nothing, just a little plug. Okay, I'm just gonna start from the edge. All right, that's in there. So this is the XM plug. I'm gonna show you how it plugs into your car in a second. I have a drive below me, but first I need to make one. That did lock into place. Okay. No, so let's go up. You can't really see what I'm doing. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just putting the wire in here. It's nothing special or anything. It's just I have them connected so I can see where the wires go. Make sure I line them all correctly. So like, look, I'll show you on the screen now. So literally, I temporarily connected them to make sure that I didn't jump any or put any in the wrong spot. Because if I cross one of these, it's going to give you a problem when you definitely go to install this. So I don't want to cross any. Come on, buddy. Bacon, stop watching me. Why, Bacon? Why'd you leave? Oh, okay. No, there's... Yeah, this one goes there. Come on. Okay. And my last one. All right, so now almost all these are in. Come on. All those are into the right connectors. Now I need to add my RCAs. And for that, I will need to terminate some connectors myself. Do I have any more of those in here? No, that's not the ones that they give you. Those aren't the ones they give you. Oh, these aren't even the right ones either. Where are the right ones? It's not that. It's not that. Those are all male. These are male and female. Those are male. Alright, so I'm going to use the ones I have. Alright, so where are they? Here they are. So now we need to terminate these wires. And I know there's a mess in front of me, so I'm just going to slide it gently out of the way. Actually, I'm going to put it right here. So here's the harness we're working on. Let me swap this. So let me just shift this over. It'll be easier. Okay. And then now that all those wires are inserted, oh, hold on, one came out. Why did you do that, sir? And you better go on the edge. Hold on, I gotta plug this in to make sure I'm putting it in the right spot. Okay. This one goes on the bottom edge. There's already a wire there. Oh no, there's no, there's okay. Alright, cool. So then we're gonna add terminals to these. Where the hell is my crimper? There we go. And we're gonna add a terminal to this one. Right. And a terminal to this one. It's weird. This warning comes and goes. So I'm wondering what's going on. I'm going to have to Google that. All right. So now we terminated the correct RCAs. We're not going to add any more wires on this side, so we can just close this connector up, but we will be adding wires on this side. This connector has the left side on the furthest side, if that makes sense. So this is left. So that's why this RCA goes here. And then this is right. This is the right RCA. So it goes right here. Okay. Then we can close this up. Now I'm going to show you how it plugs into your radio. Yes, I have a radio down here because I'm a psycho. So here's an actual radio. Here's the back of it. Here's the connector where it plugs into. You're going to unplug it. You're going to plug this in. And then sometimes it doesn't want to go in. Hold on. Sometimes I'm like have it halfway in, but I don't want to damage the radio, so I'm just going to pull it out. Make sure my pins are straight. I didn't bend any pins. No. I just had a hard time of them going in because they were being dumb. All right, I'm just going to do this as a test real quick. Make sure I didn't screw anything up. No, something's not right because it does not want to go in. Hold on, let's try a little bit more pressure. Okay, that clipped in. All right, now we're good. Let me make sure none of these wires came out. Yep, a bunch of these wires got pushed out. You see all those wires that got pushed out? That's not good. That means we did something wrong. We got to push these back in. Now they're not going to hold. So our harness is fucked. Got to start over completely because these did not sit in the connector properly. Is there anything we can raise, or is the connector screwed? Nope, this connector is screwed because with this lock they can still shift and we still have. All right, let's test one of our pre-made connectors. Make sure that this works with no problem. All right, so that slid in no problem. So good thing we were testing here. We can get this out and we will have to remake the harness. Let me put this to the side real quick and figure out where we went wrong here. Did I put some upside down maybe? That could be what I did wrong. So instead of them going that way, they go this way. And that's what I did wrong. I inserted these the wrong way. I don't make this harness a lot. I use the pre-made ones, so this mistake makes total sense as to why I did it wrong. Some of these are damaged though to the point where they may not be able to be reused. Okay, that's holding. That's holding. Let me flip this one. That's holding. I have one that wasn't holding though. That one's holding. That one's holding. Was it this one that wasn't holding then? Oh no, they're all holding. Nice. Okay, so we're gonna clip that down. Now all my wires look good. I can't believe I made that mistake. So now we're gonna clip this in. You can see now we got a nice click, and that's what you should get. We're gonna plug the OEM one back in, and we get a nice click. But I need to make a nice little YouTube clip, so give me 1 second here. I gotta make it look like nothing ever happened, like I am a pro, and I didn't mess that up. Come on, come out. God, all right. All right, guys, so let me switch my screen up. I'm gonna hide the YouTube chat. I'm gonna switch my screen real quick. All right, so we just finished pinning our harness, adding all the pins, adding the RCAs. We're gonna add some zip ties, but not yet. We're gonna test it in our radio, make sure it works. So I'm gonna swap here. This is our radio. This is the connector that we need to deal with. Normally it's plugged into there. We're gonna unplug it. It's a little tricky to get out sometimes. You either push it in, down more, and then out, or you take a flathead or something and push the trigger in and then wiggle it out. It likes to be a little bit annoying. That connector that was plugged into the car used to plug, now plugs into this side of the T-harness, and this side of the T-harness plugs into the radio. And then your audio that you want to feed to your radio via XM plugs into these two RCAs. So this is audio into the factory radio. You're going to hit XM, and then the audio that you feed into here will play to the factory radio. This is used in conjunction with the Android screens when you want to keep the factory radio. Along with this connector, a lot of times you need the reverse signal for your installation. So I'm going to show you where the reverse signal is. Let me just get this connector out. It's always a pain to get these out, man. Okay. Very tight connection. So we're going to put that back. So then if you're working for your backup camera, the connector is up here. It's this connector right here. It's this light blue wire. So I'm going to take it out so you know which connector it is. So it's the connector that was right in here. It looks like this, and it's pin 20 light blue. Pins start on this side. This is 1. So if we go over, this is 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. No, I'm counting wrong. This is pin 1. So if we come over, this is 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yep. So this is pin 1. I'll show you again. This is the pin you're after, this light blue. And it's number 20 because this is number 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And this is pin 1. So it's pin 1, then pin 15, and then 20 is right here. This light blue is your reverse trigger. So I'm going to finish that harness, but those are two things that are super important on the TSX. Sorry, I should have said that in the beginning. 2011 to 2014 Acura TSX is what we made this for. All right, put my chat back. No, it doesn't matter. It'll still work. Where's my chat? My YouTube chat, baby. Switch that back. Add our zip ties, and then this one's good to go. Oh, I need to get the wire. 1 sec. That has nothing to do with the live stream. Let me just verify that all these connectors, none of these pins got bent from our demonstration. They still plug in nice and smooth, and it still comes out. All right, yep, you're good to go, man. Cool. Cut those zip ties down. Why is that wire so tight? All right, cool. We got wire to be loose. Then I'm gonna get you some wire. It's purple. It's 18 gauge wire, so it's not even 16 gauge. So you're good. You don't need that much, but I'm gonna give you extra just in case. So actually, this is 18 gauge wire. 18 gauge wire you're gonna get, not 16 gauge. Where can I buy good retainer clips in case one of those break in the trunk? Which ones do you recommend? They're all made from the same factories, man. So as long as you can get ones that are the same style, you're good. I don't think you'll have an issue. You don't need like the OEM ones. Also, some clips are retarded. Like the clips that they use, they're like, oh, this is a better design, but it doesn't last. So feel free to switch the clips for different ones. As long as they're the same diameter that fit into the hole, you won't have an issue. But we do that on customers' cars sometimes. There's these stupid ones that take a screw, but when you unscrew it, it doesn't untighten. You have to add pressure to unscrew it. It's a dumb design. I don't know what they were thinking. Maybe it works really good when it's brand new, but after 10 years, it does not work well. So we take those out and we replace them with ones that either you push in or it has like a locking push. So like basically you put it in and then you push the top down and then it sits flat. And then when you want to unlock it, you push the top further down. Those work better. All right, let's get this shit out. I'm sending this in a padded envelope, my friend. All right, so be on the lookout for an envelope like this. They're probably going to try to shove it in your mailbox. Sometimes they lose these. Sometimes they put them in the wrong mailbox. I'm dealing right now with a customer. His order got delivered. He said, hey, I know my order shows delivered, but I don't have it. I'm like, no. And it's usually when they put them in a mailbox, they'll put them in the wrong mailbox. It's so annoying. All right. So you should have it. What is it saying? 4 days. So it's Thursday already, but that wouldn't count till Friday. So yeah, you're not gonna have till next week, my friend. But it's on its way. We'll get picked up tomorrow, and then it'll be on the way. But you get what you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. It's not gonna print now. No, it's printing. It's blinking. It's just taking forever. So dumb. Let me close this. Start on the next order. I'm gonna. Good night, man. Amazon. Amazon has a bunch of clips. Sorry, I'm talking about this shit now. Amazon has a bunch of retaining clips. You can get yourself the like retaining clip kit, and then rebuy the ones that you like. Usually they're labeled, so you can reorder by part number. Let me just show you instead of talking at you. So we go on Amazon. I think you have to do Honda retaining clip though to get the proper ones. Honda. They try to give you a lot of the bumper ones. So like, I don't think this is a good kit because there's a screw one I was talking about that sucks. You're probably only gonna use 2 of the ones that are here. Let's see if there's a better kit. There's just so freaking many, man. This has some good clips, but nothing you'll really use that often. But it's good to have. These are really the same, but a little different. Like you're gonna use, I would get this one. This is something more like you're gonna use. There's some little ones like that, and then there's bigger ones. Um, Maybe this one I think would make sense to get. But then you could see which are the ones that line up with your car, and then order those parts. So here are the part numbers, so you have more in the future. But I think this is a good set to get right here. Yeah, I'll give you this link, and then you can hopefully. Oh, it's too long. I can't share it. I'm sorry. And what is there like a share link? Where's the share thing on Amazon? So it's in a weird area. Here, it gave me this link. Let's see if this is any better. There you go. Okay, let me stop sharing my screen. All right, guys, we're gonna make one more XM harness, and then I'm calling it a night. I was supposed to make all of these, but it's gonna be mad annoying, bruh. I'll make them tomorrow. I do need to find my master though. I'm making this right? Yeah, it's the last two. I just have to double check myself, man. And then two more. And got more on the bottom to leave those two open. All right, YouTube. There's three of us in here. What do y'all want to watch? A little bit of Dragon Ball. See what Goku's up to. He just fought some weird ass pig. Oh no, he rescued that pig. Never mind. He rescued that pig. Sure, why not? Do 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 do. That's the wrong way. It goes like this. I was about to make the same mistake again. Okay. Now we'll take this and add it to here. Yeah, no problem, Sean. You have a good night, man. I hope your project works out the right way. Come on. Oh no, it went in already, but it didn't click. Oh no, yeah, it did. All right. Let's go get the Dragon Balls. Something, something, I don't know. I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it, guys. What are they gonna do? Demonetize the stream? I wasn't even trying to monetize it. Where is it though? Did I close it? No, I did not. Okay, let's put it on the screen, baby. Oh no, we just gained some viewers. Sorry guys. If you have a question, feel free to ask. But in the meantime,
Was it a joke? You were really gonna try to get there by running. Sure was. Oh man, for someone who's traveled so much, you sure don't know your geography, do you? Hmm? Okay, lesson one.
yep.
Papaya Island's all the way on the other side of the world. There's no way you can run there. But don't you worry, I'll take care of all this.
Do Dragon Ball. Alright, hold on. Let me share my main screen. Oh, okay, that's how I can do it. Well, excuse me, sir. I guess, yeah, kind of. Can I bring this up more? Yeah, there we go, there we go. There we go, there we go. Look at that. That's not bad. Heads up, we've detected what? Avoid restrictions. I'm so confused. What does it say? I can't watch Dragon Ball. My thing has been restricted. It was that Charlie Kirk stuff, man. They fixed me. If your account. Oh, it's picking up Goku as a minor. Uh, so is my live stream offline? Hold on. How do I open this? Uh, how do I make this warning bigger? Sorry, guys. Hold on. Let me go back to me and this, and then yeah, maybe it did take me offline. Warning. How do I make this bigger? Can I do a command A? No, I can't. You go to studio.youtube. Got restricted content live. No, we're still on. So what did it say? Sorry guys, I'm trying to figure something out real quick. There's like I'm getting an error, but I remember I can get a window to show me the like stuff, but I don't know how to explain it to you. Open Studio. Here we go. This is what I was trying to see. Okay, this is about the bit rate. But before we had another warning. I don't know where that warning went. But when I started playing Dragon Ball, it gave me some age restriction thing. Yeah, I don't know. That was very weird. I guess we can't watch Dragon Ball on stream, guys. YouTube said, no way, Jose. I mean, I could watch it. You just can't watch it. But hey, I won't do that to you. That's mean. We can't watch it together. I won't watch it. I mean, I'm still going to watch it when I'm not here. But we're not losing any frames. Oh, we did drop some frames. Okay. That's a 3-hour stream. This is crazy. All right, let me close that. Let me start yapping and get back to work. All right, where did Dragon Ball go, though? I closed it. Damn. What a chump. I closed it. Or is it back here? No, it's back here. Okay. I'm going to move it back to where it normally goes. And then we're going to bring this back. All right, sorry about that, guys. That was very weird. It was like I got a warning that said, I keep getting this warning about not the condition of the stream, but the bit rate is low. So like after a certain time, YouTube will start dropping my frames. I don't know if it's my internet connection or if it is YouTube, but this has been happening when I hit the 3-hour mark, right around the 3-hour mark. So now I'm getting this warning, but before I got a warning about it's saying that age restricting that anyone live stream has to be 16 or older. And I think it's because it was picking up Goku's voice. And it was like, there's a little kid talking. And it's like, yeah, it's a cartoon, my guy. But the algorithm doesn't know that. They just hear kid's voice, and they're like, hey, this is a little kid. You can't stream little kid. All right, so we're making one more of these, and we're just terminating these RCA ends. Just remember to guard your privacy. Yeah, but like it restarted my chat, like maybe it did kick people off. So I don't know for sure what happened. This thing's cruising, bro. Cruising. 5.3 CPU utilization. What time is it? Oh, fuck. It's almost 1. God damn, son. I was talking about I was going to go to sleep early today because I'm tired. Not no more. All right, so now this one goes, black goes on the bottom row, red on the top row. This is left side. So that one's white. And then this is, come on, there you go. I have 2 boxes of subs. No, I don't. That's 1 box of subs. I think I might have 2 boxes. No, I only have 1 box of subs left. Okay. Why does this want to close? Did I put one of these wrong? No, I didn't. Okay. Yes, it doesn't want to close correctly. Okay, that's good enough. It shows no extra stress on any of these wires. Nope, we're good. All right, let's add our zip ties. All right, YouTube, your final questions of the night. Feel free to ask them because I'm getting out of here. It's about to be 1 o'clock Eastern time, and I got to sleep. I will be back tomorrow at lunchtime. And then tomorrow, actually, I might take a night off tomorrow night because I need to get some sleep. But we'll see. Sometimes I don't have a choice. Depending how busy we are, I don't have a choice. I have to make it work. All right, cool. So all these are done. That's my master. I didn't touch these. I know I have 5 left. These I will finish tomorrow, though. I'm going to leave them right here. And I'm going to leave my master out, actually, so I can make them. And then this is good to go. Let me ship the guy's order. Let me find his order real quick. You can't see my screen? No, okay. For an MDX, and this is going to Nicholas. Shout out to Nicholas. Nicholas Ridiculous. Hope you enjoyed the stream. We are going to start tomorrow with a goal. Donate to Orlando's mini fridge for the garage, so I can keep drinks in here. Get me a little Monster, a little couple Arizonas. Maybe a Body Armor or 2. But all right, YouTube. Y'all have a good night. Hopefully, I didn't do anything to my account with that YouTube clip. I mean, with the Dragon Ball. There is no copyright on those Dragon Ball episodes because they weren't even dubbed officially. Like, they weren't released officially, I believe. So I don't think that's going to get me in trouble. Also, there's no monetization on this, so I don't think that's going to be an issue as well. I think the only issue would be is it falsely identified that there was a kid on stream at some point. But I feel like I could easily appeal that because it was literally a video of cartoons. So hopefully I didn't do anything to my account, but I will let you all know. Have a good night.